I want to play a game with you all. I want to know, in my humblest opinion, which one do you think is worse? I have my opinion, but I always want to get my audience engaged in all the weird, stupid things I find via the internet. So let's play the game. I'm going to show you one, and then I'm going to show you the other. Here's number one. California Teacher of the Year sobs as she admits to abusing two students ages 11 and 12. An award-winning California teacher broke down into tears in court as she confessed to sexually abusing two of her students at the ages of 11 and 12. Jacqueline Ma, terrible name, and just an embarrassment to anyone named Jackie, Jacqueline, or Jonquisha, who was named Teacher of the Year in San Diego County just months before her arrest, was facing a staggering 180 years behind bars for the shocking abuse that was knocked down Wednesday when she admitted to lewd acts with her students as a part of a plea deal. Now let's stop right there. I am a man who doesn't really understand the legal system. So maybe one of you legal buffs can help me out. But I could never truly get behind someone doing criminal activity of violating bodies, getting caught in the act via evidence of violating bodies, especially of children, then going to court and admitting to it, and then getting a lesser sentence. In my opinion, it's just my opinion, I'm not a legal expert, don't take your legal advice from me, that is cartoon shit. Because what do you mean I got all the evidence to lock you up forever, and y'all do a backdoor deal where if you admit to it, we go from essentially a life sentence, because who among us can last for 180 years, because none of us are healthy creatures, to now it's a little bit of a shortened sentence because you admitted to it. So you need to tell me, if I tell the truth, I still get punished, but less. But if I lie, I get a worse punishment. To me, that just don't make any sense. Guilty, Ma told the judge, who sobbed. Ma also pleaded guilty to a count of possessing material containing a minor engaged in or... See? Why are we giving a less sentence for this? Why? Like, in my head, I can't get behind this. I can't necessarily co-sign an idea behind this, especially when you, ugly woman, are Teacher of the Year. What the fuck is going on in San Diego for us to be awarding you Teacher of the Year? Is everybody just a dumbass? Is the entire education... You got me stumbling through my words, you sick motherfucker. Is the entire education system in San Diego just piss? Because ain't no way you're supposed to be getting Teacher of the Year. But that's the first one. And, you know, your stomach might be turning from that. Your stomach might be a little bit upset about that. But I got a strong, sneaky suspicion, and, you know, maybe I should have started with this, but I got a strong suspicion that the second one is the one that we're all going to agree is significantly more of an issue, because how is a teacher getting into a sexual relationship with a special needs student and then asking him to shoot a fellow colleague? A twisted Colorado teacher started a sick relationship with a special needs student, sent thousands of messages to him, and ordered the child to bring a gun to class to shoot her colleague, and introduced him to fentanyl. Imagine Kay Ewer. Terrible name, cartoonishly terrible. A paraprofessional who was busted after officials noticed her obvious favoritism towards a 16-year-old boy. Ewer actually, you know what? Perfect name, because you're gross and your face is disheveled. Ewer showed an unhealthy interest in her student that was noticed almost immediately after she started working at Brady Exploration School in August of 2023. In November, after the boy hinted at an improper relationship with Ewer in a classroom assignment that another teacher saw, authorities at the school contacted Lakewood police. They soon uncovered evidence of a disturbing sexual relationship between the pair, including explicit text messages and signs that drugs, guns, and alcohol had been introduced. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of messages were sent by Ewer to her student and vice versa, with references to many sexual encounters. Ewer introduced the teenager to illegal and deadly drugs, including fentanyl. She also attempted to get the boy to bring a gun to their sexual encounters. I understand that when you grow up, you got to learn about the birds and the bees. And you got to understand that, you know, there'll be certain moments in time where you're supposed to explore certain desires. I believe on the streets they call them kinks. But what in the fuck do you need a gun for in a sexual encounter? What? Are you gonna choke on a bullet? Are you gonna shove the pistol in your ass? Are you gonna shove it up your vagina? That's probably how you get lead poisoning. Ain't no way in fuck you supposed to be sexually attracted to a gun. But this is a white woman, and those women are statistically more capable of being into crime and criminal activity. So, it kind of checks out in terms of the romantical setting. Speaking at her hearing on January 31st, the boy's mother spoke of Ewer's painful betrayal of herself and her vulnerable son. She said Ewer had preyed upon her son and led him to believe she genuinely cared for him, all while exploiting him for money and manipulating him into thinking he was the one. What makes it even more painful is that I trusted the defendant. Ewer was sentenced to 4 years. 4 years? Give her life. I ain't gonna say life. Give her about 50. She can get about 50 years. About 50 years. Oh, look, another plea deal. Ewer sentenced to 4 years after pleading guilty last November to sexual assault on a child and contributing to the delinquency of a minor, both felonies, a month before her trial was due to start. In exchange for her guilty plea, prosecutors dismissed 3 other felony counts and 1 misdemeanor. She also faces at least 10 years of sexual offender probation, which could be a life sentence depending on her success with a sex offender treatment program. Ewer apologized to her victim's family and court as she stood before the judge. I'm really sorry. This will never happen again. No shit. You will never be allowed to be around another child. You are a fucking moron. You are unsafe to be around. You are unstable. You are unwashed. You are unhoused. You are overall trifling and a disgusting human being, and you're overall just gross, and your hairline is to your forehead. You are sick in the mind. But I want to know, which one do you think is worse? The plea deal where you're admitting to violating 2 children and getting 180 sentence dipped down to I don't know how long, but it's the fact that it got dipped down at all, or violating a teenager and trying to coerce the teenager to shoot somebody and then only getting 4 years in jail. I know I shouldn't ask this. I know people are going to say both are bad, but I just want to know what you all think about this wacky world in the comments, because as we traverse through 2025, it's going to be understood, especially if you're new around here, that the world is a very weird place full of stupid criminal people. And no matter where they are, whether if they be on social media or in your classroom or in your bedroom or in your house or at the barnyard or at your local Walmart, Albertsons, Publix, or Target, I will be there to say Big Frida and Big Tyrone will have them until their dying days. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all in the next one. Mwah. Goodbye.